On a quiet night in the waters of the Philippines, something unimaginable was about to happen. A passenger ferry, carrying thousands of lives, was sailing through darkness. Families were asleep. Children were laughing hours earlier. Sailors were unaware of what was coming. No one knew. This would become the deadliest peacetime maritime disaster in human history. This is the story of the MV Doña Paz disaster. A disaster so devastating that even today, the exact number of lives lost is still uncertain. The MV Doña Paz was a passenger ferry traveling between islands in the Philippines. It was not a military ship. It was not a war vessel. It was a simple passenger ferry. But on that night, it was overcrowded beyond imagination. Official capacity, around 1,500 passengers. Estimated passengers on board, over 4,000. No accurate passenger list existed. People were traveling to meet family, to return home, to escape poverty, to begin new lives. The ship was filled with ordinary human dreams. Children slept on floors. Families shared tight spaces. The ship was alive with movement, laughter, and exhaustion. No one thought this journey would be. As midnight approached, the ocean became calm. Darkness covered the sea like a heavy blanket. Inside the ship, passengers were sleeping. Crew was on routine watch. Engines hummed steadily. Outside the ship, another vessel was approaching. A tanker carrying thousands of gallons of petroleum products was moving through the same waters. But something was wrong. There were reports later that the tanker had no proper radio communication system working at full capacity. 2 ships, 1 path, 0 awareness. A collision course was silently forming in the dark. At approximately midnight, it happened. A violent impact shattered the silence of the sea. The tanker struck the ferry with tremendous force. Metal twisted. Wood shattered. Passengers were thrown from their sleep. Within seconds, fire erupted. Oil spilled across the ocean surface and ignited instantly. The sea itself caught fire. People woke up screaming. Smoke filled the corridor. Lights flickered and failed. The ship was no longer a vessel of transport. It had become a floating inferno. Chapter 4. Panic on board. 1500, 2000. Inside the MV Doña Paz, chaos spread faster than fire. Passengers rushed blindly through corridors filled with smoke. Parents searched for children. Children cried for parents. But visibility was almost zero. Emergency exits were not clearly accessible. Life jackets were limited and unreachable for most. Some passengers jumped directly into the burning water. But the sea was no escape. The burning fuel spread across the surface like liquid fire. People were trapped between 2 deaths, fire above and burning water. As the fire intensified, structural damage spread rapidly. The ferry began to tilt. Panic increased. Passengers crowded one side of the ship, trying to escape flames. This imbalance made the sinking faster. Within a short time, the vessel lost stability. The MV Doña Paz started to go down into the ocean. No rescue ships were nearby. No immediate help was coming. Only darkness and burning chaos. In the final moments, witnesses described a terrifying scene. A burning ship sinking into black water. People jumping into the ocean in desperation. Screams disappearing into the night, and then silence. The MV Doña Paz vanished beneath the waves. But the disaster was far from over. Thousands were now in the open ocean. In the dark. In chaos, many without life jackets, many unable to swim, and the sea was still burning. Survivors described the water as alive with fire. Fuel from the tanker spread across the surface. Even those who escaped the ship were not safe. Swimming meant entering burning fuel. Staying still meant drowning. The ocean had become a battlefield between fire and water. Rescue efforts were delayed. The disaster was too large, too sudden, too chaotic. When rescue teams finally arrived, they found a nightmare. Floating debris. Burned remains. Empty life jackets drifting on the water. But very few survivors. Estimates suggest over 4,000 lives were lost, making it the deadliest peacetime maritime disaster ever recorded. Families waited on shore for loved ones who never returned. Many bodies were never recovered. Many names were never confirmed. The sea had kept its secret. Investigations revealed multiple failures. Overcrowding beyond sea,